Chapter 12. The benefits of beholding Ksitigarbha's image and learning his name. At that time, Bhagavat radiated 100 quadrillion majestic fine rays from the crown of his head, namely, the fine white rays, the brilliant fine white rays, the fine auspicious rays, the brilliant fine auspicious rays, the fine jade rays, the brilliant fine jade rays, the fine purple rays, the brilliant fine purple rays, the fine indigo rays, the brilliant fine indigo rays, the fine blue rays, the brilliant fine blue rays, the fine red rays, the brilliant fine red rays, the fine green rays, the brilliant fine green rays, the fine golden rays, the brilliant fine golden rays, the fine celebration cloud rays, the brilliant fine celebration cloud rays, the fine thousand wheel rays, the brilliant fine thousand wheel rays, the fine jeweled wheel rays, the brilliant fine jeweled wheel rays, the fine sun wheel rays, the brilliant fine sun wheel rays, the fine moon wheel rays, the brilliant fine moon wheel rays, the fine palace rays, the brilliant fine palace rays, the fine ocean cloud rays, and the brilliant fine ocean cloud rays. After radiating those fine rays from the crown of his head, Bhagavat further transmitted majestic and exquisite voices. He made the following proclamation to the congregations, including Devas, Nagas, and others of the 8 divisions, humans and non-humans. Listen to me in today's assembly in the palace of Triyastrimsha heaven. You have been witnessing how I have praised, advocated, admired, and exclaimed the merits of Ksitigarbha Bodhisattva. He has been benefiting and elevating humans and celestial beings. The quantity and quality of his accomplishments in saving others and advancing himself are incalculable, inconceivable, and with superb saintly causes. He has vowed to pursue and validate the 10th stage on the path of Bodhisattva, and he will not regress from attaining Anuttara Samyak Sambodhi. As those words were said among the assembly, there was a Bodhisattva Mahasattva bearing the name Avalokiteshvara, who stood up from his seat, knelt on his right knee, and, with palms together, reverently addressed the Buddha. O Bhagavat, this Ksitigarbha Bodhisattva Mahasattva has great kindness and mercy. He is most empathetic towards all simple, suffering, and distressed beings. In 1 quadrillion worlds, and with his inconceivable, majestic, miraculous power, he transforms himself into infinite quadrillions of divided identical bodies to accomplish the tasks of saving others and himself. I have clearly heard from Shakyamuni Buddha and the infinite numbers of Buddhas in the 10 directions who unanimously praise and admire Ksitigarbha Bodhisattva, saying, if we ask the presence of all the Buddhas in the past, present, and future to speak of the accomplishments of Ksitigarbha Bodhisattva, such a speech would be endless. Avalokiteshvara continued, in the past, I have heard you, Bhagavat, delightfully and prevalently praising Ksitigarbha Bodhisattva's merits of benefiting and elevating infinite numbers of sentient beings to all congregations. Now I solely hope that you, Bhagavat, will speak for the sake of all present and future sentient beings, of your admiration and praise about the inconceivable work of Ksitigarbha Bodhisattva, so those sentient beings will behold and worship him and gain blessings. The Buddha replied to Avalokiteshvara Bodhisattva, "You have had special and profound affinities with the Saha world. If devas, nagas, men, women, gods, ghosts, and the sinful suffering beings in the six realms learn about your name, see your image, admire and long for you, exclaim and praise you, these beings will frequently be reborn in the realms of celestial beings and humans to enjoy superb and exquisite pleasures. For those who have vowed to advance themselves through cultivating this unsurpassed path of bodhisattvas, they will succeed without regression. When the right moment comes to validate the fruit, they will encounter a Buddha to rub their heads and bestow on them their future destinies, saying, 'You will become a Buddha.'" The Buddha continued his address to Avalokiteshvara. "Since you have great kindness, mercy, and empathy towards all sentient beings, including devas, nagas, and others in the 8 divisions, I will proclaim and describe the inconceivable accomplishments of Ksitigarbha Bodhisattva and how he benefits these sentient beings. Listen attentively. I will explain for you now." Avalokiteshvara answered, "Certainly, Bhagavat, I am most happy to hear." The Buddha said to Avalokiteshvara Bodhisattva, "In the various worlds of the present and future, when the blessings of celestial beings come to an end, and they are on the verge of death, the 5 signs of decay will appear. At these moments, it is easy for some of them to have evil thoughts, which will cause them to fall into the lower 3 evil realms. If these celestial beings, regardless whether they are male or female, can see the image of Ksitigarbha Bodhisattva, or learn about the name of Ksitigarbha Bodhisattva, or make an obeisance with each gaze, the celestial blessings of these celestial beings will be increased so that they can enjoy great happiness, and they will never fall into the 3 evil realms as retribution. If these celestial beings, in addition to beholding the Bodhisattva's image and learning about his name, can make further offerings to Ksitigarbha Bodhisattva with incense, fresh flowers, clothing, food and drink, treasures, and jeweled necklaces, the merits and benefits thus gained because of performing dana and making offerings will be infinite and boundless. Furthermore, Avalokiteshvara Bodhisattva, if sentient beings in the 6 realms, in all the worlds of the present and future, while on the verge of their deaths, can learn about the name of Ksitigarbha Bodhisattva, and let the name register in their ears and minds. These beings will never fall into the 3 evil realms to endure suffering. How much better will it be if at the time of their deaths, their parents and other dependents can perform some virtuous deeds on their behalf, namely, donating their properties, wealth, treasures, and clothing in order to sculpt or paint the image of Ksitigarbha Bodhisattva, or, before their deaths, while they are still able to see and hear, let them know that their dependents have donated all their wealth and properties in order to sculpt and paint Ksitigarbha Bodhisattva's image on their behalves. If these people on the verge of death deserve to suffer the torments of their grave illnesses as karmic retribution, the merits of making the offerings will save them from their deserved suffering and enable them to recover from their illnesses instantly, and their lifespan will be increased. If these people are destined to die as their karmic retribution, and all their sinful karmic barriers would have made them fall into the evil realms, because of the merits of their offerings after their deaths, they will be reborn in the realms of human or celestial beings to enjoy superb and exquisite pleasures. Furthermore, by relying on the empowerment of Ksitigarbha Bodhisattva, all their sinful barriers will be completely eradicated. Furthermore, Avalokiteshvara Bodhisattva, in the future, there are men or women whose parents, brothers or sisters, have passed away, or they have been separated from them when they were infants, or when they were 3, 5, or less than 10 years old. If later on, after growing up, they think of their deceased or separated relatives and wonder, among infinite numbers of realms and worlds, which realm and which world they have been reborn into, or if they have been reborn in a celestial realm, these men or women must personally sculpt or paint the image of Ksitigarbha Bodhisattva, learn about and chant the name of Ksitigarbha Bodhisattva, and make obeisance with each gaze upon the image of Ksitigarbha Bodhisattva for 1 to 7 days without regressing from the vows of contemplating and chanting his name, beholding his image, making obeisance, and providing offerings. Their relatives who have fallen into the 3 evil realms because of their own grave evil deeds are destined to stay there for several kalpas. However, due to the merits of these men or women, brothers and sisters in sculpting, painting, and beholding Ksitigarbha Bodhisattva's image, the relatives will immediately be liberated from the 3 evil realms and be reborn in the human or celestial realms to enjoy superb and exquisite pleasures. The merits offered by their living dependents will also enable those relatives to have closer connections with the 3 jewels and enjoy infinite happiness. If, for 21 days, these men and women with deceased or lost relatives can further behold the image of Ksitigarbha Bodhisattva wholeheartedly and chant his name a total of 10,000 times, Ksitigarbha Bodhisattva will appear to them with his boundless body and tell them which world their deceased relatives are presently in. Or in their dreams, this Bodhisattva will appear, and with his great miraculous power, lead them to the various worlds to see their deceased relatives. If these relatives can further chant Ksitigarbha Bodhisattva's name 1,000 times each day for 1,000 days, this Bodhisattva will dispatch the ghosts and gods that are in charge of the land in their vicinity to protect and sustain these persons throughout their lives. Their daily necessities will be abundant. No illness, accident, nor calamity will befall their households, and certainly they will not be physically harmed by any means. Ultimately, Ksitigarbha Bodhisattva will rub their heads and bestow on them their future destinies. Furthermore, Avalokiteshvara Bodhisattva, if in the future there are virtuous men or virtuous women who wish to make a great merciful vow to rescue and help all beings, or to pursue the unsurpassed Bodhi so as to become a fully enlightened being, a Buddha, or to leave the burning 3 realms, they should behold the image of Ksitigarbha Bodhisattva, learn about his name, and wholeheartedly take homage in Ksitigarbha Bodhisattva, while at the same time make offerings of incense, spice, fresh flowers, clothing, treasures, food and drink, and gaze and make obeisance to the image. Then the wishes and vows of those virtuous men and women will soon be fulfilled. They will never encounter any tribulations or obstacles. Furthermore, Avalokiteshvara, if in the future there are virtuous men and virtuous women who wish to fulfill 100 quadrillion vows and accomplish 100 quadrillion tasks during the present time and future, they should take homage in Ksitigarbha Bodhisattva. Behold and pay obeisance, make offerings, and admire and praise the image of Ksitigarbha. Then all their wishes and requests will be fulfilled. If they further pray, may Ksitigarbha Bodhisattva have great kindness and mercy to sustain and protect me forever. They will meet the Bodhisattva in their dreams, and the Bodhisattva will rub their heads and bestow their destinies. Furthermore, Avalokiteshvara Bodhisattva, if in the future there are virtuous men and virtuous women who treasure and respect Mahayana Sutras with great profoundness, and have initiated an admiring and longing mind to learn and memorize the sutras. But even after encountering wise and enlightened mentors, guiding and encouraging them to be familiar with the verses, they soon forget what they have learned. And even after years and months of study, they are still unable to learn and remember. These virtuous men and women have unresolved karmic barriers generated in their past lives. Thus they are unable to learn and memorize the Mahayana Sutras. Therefore they should learn about the name of Ksitigarbha Bodhisattva. Behold Ksitigarbha Bodhisattva's image, and express their wish with an utmost respectful mind, how they admire and treasure the Mahayana Sutras. Furthermore, make offerings to Ksitigarbha Bodhisattva with incense, fresh flowers, clothing, food and drink, and all their beloved treasures. Then place a bowl of clean water in front of the image of the Bodhisattva for 1 day and 1 night. Pray to Ksitigarbha Bodhisattva with folded palms for his empowerment, and while facing south, drink the bowl of water sincerely and respectfully. After taking the water, for the next 7 to 21 days, they should refrain from taking the 5 spicy vegetables, liquor, and meat. Also, avoid the deeds of wrongful sex, untruthful speech, and killing. These virtuous men and virtuous women will, while sleeping, see Ksitigarbha Bodhisattva manifest his boundless body to pour blessed water upon their heads. Upon awakening, their intelligence will be sharpened. They will respond well to the sutras, forever remember them, and never forget even one stanza or one sentence after hearing them. Furthermore, Avalokiteshvara Bodhisattva, if in the future there are people who lack food and clothing, or whose wishes are unfulfilled, or who are frequently distressed by illnesses, or who have encountered many tragedies, or whose households are in constant turmoil, with relatives either scattered or passed away, or who frequently encounter unexpected misfortunes and accidents, or who even in sleep are troubled by frightening and horrific nightmares. These people should learn about Ksitigarbha's name, behold Ksitigarbha's image, pay respect wholeheartedly, and chant his name 10,000 times. By doing so, their unfortunate matters will recede gradually, even disappear entirely. Henceforth, they will have blissful peace and happiness. They will have plentiful food and clothing, and even their sleep will be serene and pleasant. Furthermore, Avalokiteshvara Bodhisattva, if in the future there are virtuous men and virtuous women who need to travel, either to make a living, or for personal or business reasons, or because they are threatened by life and death issues, or for emergency matters. They may need to enter mountains and wildernesses, cross rivers and oceans, or pass treacherous paths where accidents and dangers are common. Before taking the trip, they should chant Ksitigarbha Bodhisattva's name 10,000 times, so that the ghosts and gods along the way will protect and sustain them. They will always have safety and happiness while walking, resting, sitting, and sleeping. Even if they encounter tigers, wolves, lions, and all other dangerous and poisonous creatures, they will not be harmed. The Buddha said to Avalokiteshvara Bodhisattva, "This Ksitigarbha Bodhisattva has the most intimate relationship with sentient beings in Jambudvipa. If I were to describe the details of how he benefits and uplifts those sentient beings who behold his image and learn about and respectfully chant his name or honor him in many other ways, I would not be able to do so, even by taking 100,000 kappas of time. Therefore, Avalokiteshvara, you must apply your miraculous power to circulate this sutra so that sentient beings in the Saha world can forever enjoy blissful peace and happiness for hundreds and thousands of millions of kappas." Then Bhagavat spoke the following stanza. "For what I know of Ksitigarbha's miraculous power, not even the number of kappas equal to all the sand grains in the Ganges River would be time enough to describe them all. Beholding his image, learning his name, and paying obeisance, even for a brief moment, can benefit humans and celestial beings in infinite ways. Any men and women, nagas and gods, who should fall into the evil realms when their blessings are exhausted, if they take refuge in this great figure wholeheartedly, their longevity will increase and their sinful barriers will be removed. Those who have lost their beloved parents, brothers, sisters, and other relatives in childhood, and now wish to know the whereabouts of their brothers and sisters and other relatives, whom they had no chance to make acquaintance with after growing up, should sculpt or paint the image of this great figure. Admiringly and with grief, they should behold the image without distraction and chant his name for a full 3 weeks. Ksitigarbha Bodhisattva will appear with his boundless body and show them the realm where the relatives have been reborn. Even if they have already fallen into evil realms, liberation will occur right away. If these people advance further without retreating from their initial vows, their heads will be rubbed for saintly destiny. Those who long to cultivate the unsurpassed Bodhi and wish to leave the sufferings of the 3 worlds with the vow of grand kindness must first behold and pay tribute to the image of this Mahasattva, and all their wishes will soon come true, and none of their karmic barriers will hinder and stop them. Those who make a great vow to learn the sutras so as to help lost beings reach the other shore may find that even with inconceivable vows, their efforts to learn are in vain, as forgetfulness soon sets in. Their karmic barriers delude their minds, and thus they fail to learn the Mahayana Sutras. They should offer Ksitigarbha incense, flowers, clothing, food, and precious things, and place a bowl of clean water in front of the Mahasattva's image for 1 day and 1 night, and pray before drinking it. Be respectful with a plea, and refrain from eating the 5 pungent greens, and keep away from alcohol, meat, wrongful sex, and untruthful speech. For the next 21 days, also keep away from killing, and contemplate and chant this Mahasattva's name wholeheartedly. Then, In their dreams, his boundless body will appear, and, upon awakening, they will become acute in learning. Once they hear the teachings from the sutras, they will never forget them for 10 million lives. It is the inconceivable power of this Mahasattva which endows them to have such wisdom. Those persons that live in poverty and suffer illnesses, whose households are tormented by misfortune, calamities, and separations, even their dreams are troubled, and their wishes are unfulfilled as well. They should wholeheartedly behold Ksitigarbha's image. Then all harmful events will disappear. Even their dreams will be at peace. Food and clothing will be plentiful, and they will receive protection from ghosts and gods. Those who are about to pass mountains, forests, and oceans, where the wicked, foul, harmful beasts, evil people, vicious gods, ghosts, and malicious winds are waiting, for whom all hardships and troubles lay ahead, should behold his image with offerings, and chant this Mahasattva's name 10,000 times. In the mountains, forests, and oceans, all evils will thus disappear. Listen attentively to what I say, Avalokiteshvara. Ksitigarbha's infinite power is inconceivable. Even 1 billion kappas of time is not enough to speak of it. Let the powers of this Mahasattva be widely known. If people learn about Ksitigarbha's name, or gaze upon his image with respect and obeisance, offer incense, flowers, clothing, food, and drink, for 100,000 lives there will be happiness to enjoy. If the merits gained from these offerings are dedicated to all beings, the person will become a Buddha without further birth and death. Therefore, Avalokiteshvara, I entrust you to tell all beings in all the worlds, which number as many as the sand grains in the Ganges River, of these benefits.